All right, Tim Clark here, Red Dog Outfitters, and we're actually putting up a new set. And this stand here, we're gonna just refresh it a little bit with new straps. I haven't put any minerals in here or anything in here for years, actually. I should have, because we killed 2 really nice deer out of this stand. The last time we killed a deer out of the stand, though, was in 2019, and it was a 164-inch 12 point, I think it was, that we recovered right over here in all this tall brush. A coyote actually finished it off. So we'll add that to this mix, but we're planning on killing a big buck here on Monday or Tuesday, so we'll see if that all works out. But I wanted to give a presentation on our mineral product while we're doing all the other work. If you look at the ground here, you can tell that absolutely nothing's been laid down here. This is all the same grass that was growing here probably 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Literally nothing's been in here on film. And we're gonna put our camera right on this tree. And it's a brand new Tacticam that I just fired up, and hopefully I did it right so we can get some pictures. But I want to see how long it takes to get deer on this set. We've got cattle right here. They're weaning right now, this whole herd, and taking the calves off the mamas. And they've got plenty of crap to eat in here. So a little bit of corn, a little bit of mineral isn't really going to give the deer the wow factor and make them all pull in here. But I still feel like this is going to do the job. Let me kind of go over what we do here. So really all this is, there's a lot of products in here, but the foundation of it's a lot of salt, minerals. What I believe the hidden ingredient in here, the secret ingredient, is the essential oils that we've mixed in here as well. But we do give a guaranteed analysis of all the minerals that are in there by federal law. This isn't the exact packaging that your stuff's gonna come in when you see it in Cabela's, hopefully sooner than later. But these are more a prototype and just shipping these out to customers that are pretty tight to us through our social media. But regardless, this is exactly how I want you guys to put this stuff out. And you probably think this is too small to really make a difference, but I'll tell you, when I put it out, you will see how powdery this stuff is. I mean, you can even see right now how dusty, it's almost smoke that comes off of this, right? So we want to be really careful how we put it out, because there's a slight freeze and we don't want it all ending up over here 40 yards away. Also, from the point where your camera's going to be on your tree, you got to come out maybe like 2 steps. And then what I want people to do is just lightly powder the ground, but you can, I don't know if the camera can pick it up or not, but all the powder that's going that way is better off left here, okay? And this is just gonna establish the area. This isn't gonna grow bigger deer for you. You're not gonna get an extra 20 inches on your herd on a rack on a free range whitetail. But you spread it all out like that, that alone will draw attention from the deer. Now in a hunting situation, I think it's best to add something on top of it that they do know, like corn. So you're gonna probably say, well, yeah, you know, of course they came into the corn. No, yeah, there's cornfields all around here. They love corn and they do know that smell. The point of putting corn on top of it is to get them acclimated to the scent that they're wondering about. They'll come in, they're curious, they smell that, they may stop for a picture and then move on and never eat it. But if you put corn on top of it, they'll lick the corn and then they'll pick this stuff up automatically. Then they figure out that they like it. Once they taste it, they'll keep coming back here for months, just on this little tiny bit. Now, I don't recommend you put it out for months. That's not a great game plan, but I've seen it happen more often than not. And for no other reason, I got cameras spread out all over western Kansas, and I can't get back to these as often as I want to. But these cameras keep firing. And I've seen these things work for well over 2 months, just on that, without corn. So again, we're putting the corn out just to draw the deer in that are curious, that haven't smelled it. This time of year, it's the 14th of November right now, so a lot of bucks are cruising through the area. They've never even smelled this before. So between the corn and the scent that all the does and fawns lay down, because they'll be grubbing this, that's gonna pull more and more animals in. So as far as the corn goes, I'm putting more in here than I should, but I need this to last a little longer because we are hunting in a few days. But I don't want to do a corn pile. What I want to do is scatter it so it's under the grass, and they really got to work at it to get it out of the ground. If you put a pile out, all you do is you get a bunch of raccoons coming in and they eat all night, and then your corn's gone. So when you scatter corn out like this, it takes deer and everything else several weeks to get it off the ground. And one other important factor about this is to know, if you're in a state where you're not allowed to bait, don't do this at all, because this corn and this mineral will be in the earth for weeks. And if you shoot a deer illegally and the game warden were to come test the ground, when this gets burnt down to nothing, because it will, they're gonna do a soil sample, and if you've got something in the earth that's not supposed to be there, you're in deep shit. So on a normal day, I would say 5 pounds of corn would be enough. You don't have to put any corn out at all. We did our first trial, and I've said it in other videos, but we did just the minerals. We did a fraction of what I had in that jar, and 6 out of the 7 cameras had deer on them within 24 hours. I think it was actually 12, but I won't get too cocky on that. I don't remember. Either way, it was a day. So I'm gonna set this camera on this tree. It's 11:14. I'm gonna set this up, this Tacticam here, and we'll report later, and we'll add these videos, these pictures, even if they're does, to this film so you guys can see how fast your do hit this, or don't. If it doesn't work, we're still gonna post it. So one thing is important with your cameras, I think that a lot of people overlook, is the grass that's right in front of it for phantom shots. I know everybody thinks about it and everybody knows about it, but really if you do a lower camera, you get a lot better film in my opinion. But if you don't trim the grass out from underneath it, this time of year is not as bad as doing it in April or whatever. If you put it here in April, come back 2 weeks later and the grass is covering your camera and you don't find it for maybe ever. But you know, this time of year, it's pretty easy to flatten down the troublemakers like these. Just kind of clear them out a little tiny bit. But having a lower camera makes deer look a lot bigger too, so beware of that. But I kind of like them down lower for a lot of reasons. They catch shade earlier, so you don't get as much sun glare, and I don't think the deer notice them as much. All right, so we just got back to Kansas. It's the 20th, no, it's the 19th of November, and I don't have any hunters left in this game unit until rifle season, and I've got quite a group of bucks that are still coexisting in this area, so I'm gonna go hunting myself, and I'm super excited about it. This is actually the first time I've actually bow hunted the rut with Red Dog in 15 years. I've never done it before. I realized that on the way out the door. We're also going to be a little late, but better now than never, using axe crossbows. And I got a crossbow from those guys about 4 years ago. Thank you, Jordan, and I'm so sorry, it's been 4 years. I promised I'd take it out and shoot a big deer with it. And I may not shoot a big deer with it, but I'm taking that product out finally today. And yes, I'm gonna turn into a crossbow hunter for this afternoon. I sighted in the crossbow, it works beautifully. It's super quiet and really easy to use, even I can use it. So we're gonna see tonight if we can get lucky and maybe knock down a big whitetail buck over our own product, and maybe get one for Carbon Express, their axe bow as well. The home of the broken tines. Holy fuck, that's him. He's coming. As you can notice in this video, this deer is just not acting natural in his approach to us. You know, a lot of times deer will just be on a line that goes somewhere, and you could tell he was searching for scent. And you know, I know why there was doe scent in the area, because we planted several days before we planted our attractant down in the area, which pulls does and fawns 365. You know, there's no buck activity on that stuff this time of year, really. I mean, you know, they'll stop by for a snack or you know, minerals here and there, but for the most part during the rut, it's the last thing on their mind. They don't even think about eating, really. Water's about the only thing they'll go after. And this deer was scent checking that area for a doe, and finally circled around the back side of it and got the scent that he wanted, even though the doe wasn't there at the time we were. And we were able to stop him at about 10 or 12 yards for a perfect shot. Fuck yes. Holy shit. Holy fucking shit, I can't believe it just happened. That's my first time hunting the rut in Kansas since 2008. That was like 12 yards away. I'm not crying, my eyes been watering for like 3 days straight. He's dead. Holy shit. That's his broken side on the top, I think. Yeah, that's his broken side. Holy shit. Look at all that blood. Oh, fuck yeah, man. That'll work for me. Ugh. Look at that guy. Guys, we've been using the same framework of this product that we have right here for 15 seasons. And you can go through my Instagram. There's over 5,500 pictures on there, about 3,500 or give or take, or deer that we have taken pictures of over the framework of this. Now, the same stuff we're using in here, we were using 15 seasons ago, or 14 seasons ago rather. However, we've added new things over the years. So it's not the exact same thing, but it has the exact same thing that was bringing in deer back in 2010 when we first started. The rate for these little cans, and they really aren't very big for the money, but I promise you it's worth it and it's guaranteed. The price per unit is going to be $50 each. That does not include shipping unless you buy 4 or more. You do not need more than one of these per site. This is just going to establish an area for you to figure out what deer live in the area. You're not going to kill deer eating this stuff. You're going to figure out what deer live there with this stuff. That's all the purpose of this is. Now you can add other bait, you can add a feeder to it, you can do whatever you want. But if you wanted to figure out real fast, real cheap, real light, considering what you could do with 2 cinder blocks full of who knows what kind of product, this is going to do as good or better than that with something that they don't have on the neighbor's property for 50 bucks, and it's fully guaranteed. So if this doesn't work, this attractant doesn't work, you can send it back and I'll give you a full refund minus shipping. Okay, that's simple. It's easy to do. I'm not going to give you a runaround on getting a refund for this product. What I do want to know though is where it didn't work, because the reason I'm doing a refund on this stuff is I want to build a interactive map of places that it works and places that it doesn't. Pay on Venmo, add your address, or text me. That's the only way to order these right now. Full money back guarantee minus shipping, and that'll stand for as long as this product's on the shelf.